Today we are into medical profession. I received a message from one guy. I don't know, a man. Sorry, he just sent me a message with just a very an open question. How can I deal with a medical doctor? I was like, oh, really? Somebody really wants to fight. How can you deal with a medical doctor? What did the medical doctor do to you? You need to explain all this. You need to tell me at least lead to a kind of an insight so that I will know the specific advice I will give to you. Whether the fault is actually the hospital in general or maybe any of the staff or the medical doctor. But the question is, how can you deal with the medical doctor? Anyway, I'll try to answer generally since the question is also general. As a patient in any hospital, you have certain rights. For example, right to be treated timely without waiting for any police report in case of gunshot or accident. Right to be treated fairly as a human being, to be respected as a human being. Your right to dignity, they must maintain that they cannot insult you, abuse you in anyhow they like, the way some nurses do. Sorry, my apologies. And also, you have right to be informed any type of medical procedure they want to conduct on you. So also right to be informed any type of medication they are prescribing to you, because sometimes they'll just give you some medications and they'll ask you to prescribe. They will just say, okay, go and take this medication. Even if you ask them, they will tell you, I know my job. Are you a medical doctor? Even if I tell you, will you understand? No, you still need to tell us, because you are dealing with our life. So you should at least give us idea on what is happening, a fair idea. So if any of this happen, maybe there is violation of any of these rights. All these rights are contained in the National Health Act, actually, and there are many others. So if we have time, maybe another time we can maybe go through some of these rights. But for now, we'll just answer the question. Now, if there is any kind of foul play at any hospital, either by nurse or medical doctor or even a cleaner in the hospital, there are remedies actually. The first remedy is you can take remedy against the hospital in general by reporting to Ministry of Health or Hospital Management Board or the any ministry or government agency in charge of hospitals in that state. You can report to them if the hospital has a kind of practice that is not too good or that exposes people's life to danger. You can write to them administratively. That is one. Secondly, you can file an action against any of the staff and including the hospital. There's something we call vicarious liability. Vicarious liability means that when means a situation where somebody will be responsible for the conduct of or mistake of another person. For example, the hospital will be responsible for the error or violation done by any of the staff of the hospital, including the cleaner. I remember there was an instance where a cleaner entered a room and was insulting a patient just because the patient threw up and all that, and they messed the floor, and she was saying all those rubbish things, and the patient became frustrated and all that. So even if a cleaner misbehaves, you can actually take the action against the cleaner and the hospital will be responsible for the misbehavior of the cleaner. So that is what we call vicarious liability. And not only cleaner, it may be nurse. The nurse may make error, the hospital will be responsible. Doctor makes mistake, the hospital can also be responsible. So you can sue them in civil action and claim. And when you sue them in civil action, you can claim damages, monetary damages, depending on the violation that occurred and the damages you suffered. Another way is you can file a criminal complaint. And when you're filing criminal complaint will be against a specific person. Maybe if it's the medical doctor that misbehaved, because the man is general in his questions, that's why I'm being general in my answer, because there can be several violations. But if a violation leads to injury to a patient, then the patient can actually take also criminal remedy, can lodge a criminal complaint against the medical doctor. If, for example, there's what we call medical negligence on on the side of the doctor, leading to death or leading to serious injury on the patient, then the patient or his relative, they can lodge criminal complaint against that medical doctor. Or maybe there is a kind of not only medical negligence. If, for example, there is like, for example, sexual harassment, because I had like two stories in the past when some ladies complain about a kind of harassment by some doctors and all that. Maybe somebody complained of headache and they were trying to check places where they were not supposed to check because somebody was complaining of headache. So if there is a kind of sexual harassment or there or anything like that, you can also lodge a criminal complaint against that medical doctor. And another way of dealing with a medical doctor or hospital is by reporting to Nigerian Medical and Dental Council. That is like a quasi judicial body because they is a professional body that regulate the conduct of medical doctors. So you can also report to them. If you report to Nigerian Medical and Dental Council, they will invite the doctor, they will put him on trial, and if he's found guilty, there can be several types of punishment. They can suspend him, they can dismiss him, that is by seizing his license forever, remove his name as a medical doctor, or suspend him or warn him, because those are the three categories of penalties that Nigerian Medical and Dental Council can carry out on their members. So these are the first one, like I said, administratively you can report them to ministry or any agency in charge of hospital. And the consequence of that is if the hospital is investigated and found guilty, the government can actually lock down the hospital. They can shut down the hospital. And the second one is you can file a civil case against the hospital and the person that violated your right in the hospital. And if you want, you can file against only the hospital. So the hospital will come and account for the conduct of its staff. And in that one, you can claim monetary damage. The third one is criminal complaint. In criminal complaint, you will not get any monetary damage, but that specific person, either the doctor, nurse, or any staff that you complain against, will be punished if they are found guilty of the offense you allege. And the fourth one is the reporting to Nigerian Medical and Dental Council. That one, that body can only listen to complaint against medical doctors. And the punishment that can be awarded against them is they can remove their name completely, remove the doctor's name completely, that by seizing his license, or they can suspend him from practice for a certain period of time, or they can warn him. Those are the punishment. So, and meanwhile, if you want, you can go for all these remedies. If you go for one, that does not mean you cannot go for another one. That is one thing about professional punishment. When a professional person violates your rights, that's one beautiful thing. Because you file a civil action does not stop you from filing a criminal complaint, and it does not stop you from complaining to Nigerian Medical and Dental Council, and it does not stop you from reporting the hospital to the agency in charge of hospital in that state. So, gentlemen, if there is anything specific you want, you can redirect my mind, or you can show more light. But on a general note, this is the little I can say about your question. So, in case you are not satisfied or there is anything specific, you can send your message again. Thank you very much. And for those of you who have missed our past episodes, you can just go through our social media platforms. You can see them on your screen. Like the video, share the video so that other people can benefit. Thank you very much.